You won't believe what just happened. Saudi Arabia, known for its oil riches and grand ambitions, has just unveiled something truly groundbreaking. Introducing The Line, a futuristic city that's redefining what we thought we knew about urban development. This isn't a concept from a sci-fi film, it's a real project that has the entire world talking. But what is The Line, and how is it set to change the very fabric of urban living? In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about this architectural marvel, from its visionary design to the engineering challenges it faces. You don't want to miss this. Now, if you're like me, you probably thought this was some high-tech virtual reality project at first. But nope, it's as real as it gets. Saudi Arabia has just shocked the world by revealing an ambitious and controversial megaproject. The line is set to stretch across 170 kilometers in the heart of Saudi Arabia, offering a radically new way of thinking about cities. A city without cars, without streets, and without carbon emissions. Just think about that for a second. It's an eco-city designed to house 9 million people. But how is this even possible? Can a city like this really exist? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of urban life? We'll look deep into the concept of the line, the cutting-edge engineering that's making it possible, and the controversial vision behind it. And by the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer picture of what this bold new development could mean for cities across the globe. So let's start by breaking down exactly what the line is. When you first look at the concept images, it seems almost impossible. A city that stretches 170 kilometers but is only 200 meters wide. Two mirrored skyscrapers that rise 500 meters into the sky, stretching along a straight line through the desert. This linear city is designed to be a completely self-sufficient, futuristic urban environment. The concept is simple, yet revolutionary. Create a city that prioritizes the environment and people's well-being over traditional urban sprawl. In theory, the line would operate as a long, narrow strip of development, with everything you need in a city right at your fingertips. Whether you're at home, in the office, or at a park, you would be no more than 5 minutes away from whatever you need. No more traffic jams, no longer commutes. In fact, there wouldn't be any cars at all. Instead, residents would rely on a high-speed rail system to travel from one end of the city to the other in just 20 minutes. This is not your average city. It's a complete reimagining of what a modern urban environment could be. Okay, let's take a moment to talk about the engineering behind the line. This isn't your average construction project. The plan involves creating the largest buildings ever constructed, stretching 500 meters into the sky. The most iconic feature of the line is its mirrored facade. Designed to reflect the surrounding desert landscape, the mirrors will help minimize the impact of the city on the environment. But there's a catch. Building a structure this massive, this long, and this high presents some serious engineering challenges. How do you build something that stretches across such a vast distance while maintaining structural integrity? How do you account for the curvature of the Earth when your building is 170 kilometers long? The engineering behind the line isn't just ambitious, it's uncharted territory. Experts are already questioning how the project will deal with environmental factors like wind resistance, temperature fluctuations, and seismic activity. And then there's the question of the mirror facade itself. How do you construct a building that doesn't just reflect the sun, but also blends into the desert landscape? The design of the line is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in modern architecture. It's not just about creating a visually stunning city, it's about pioneering new technologies and engineering solutions that could shape the future of urban planning. This city could become a testing ground for innovations in sustainability, energy efficiency, and construction techniques. But with all these new challenges come new risks. Will the engineering be able to live up to the hype, or will the line end up as an expensive, half-finished monument to ambition? The line isn't just a city, it's a whole new way of living. It's designed with people in mind, not just technology. Imagine a place where everything adapts to you, your needs, and your lifestyle. It's a city that listens and responds to what you require, without making you adjust to technology. This is about using innovation to simplify your day-to-day life. From businesses to personal life, everything is built with the future in mind. Entrepreneurs and startups will find the perfect environment to prototype new ideas, launch businesses, and grow in ways they never thought possible. With a focus on collaboration and creativity, there's ample opportunity to create jobs and contribute to a thriving economy. In the line, getting from one place to another is effortless. No more stuck in traffic or long waits at bus stops. It's a zero-car environment, meaning there's no pollution, no noise, and no time wasted on commuting. Imagine walking out your front door and never worrying about whether your car will start, finding parking, or even paying for gas. Instead, you'll have more money in your pocket, money that would have been spent on insurance, fuel, or parking fees. That extra cash means more freedom, more possibilities, and more time for the things you actually enjoy. It's all about creating a life where you can thrive without those typical stressors. And let's not forget nature. With 95% of the land being preserved for parks, gardens, and green spaces, you're always close to nature. Whether you're stepping out for a walk or taking a quick break, there's always a park nearby. The idea is simple: connect people to the outdoors, even in a bustling urban setting. The Line is a vertical garden city where nature is just a few steps away, creating a lifestyle that's balanced, peaceful, and connected. It's the kind of place where you can live in harmony with your surroundings and never feel like you're living in a concrete jungle. Now let's zoom out a little and consider the bigger picture. What's the motivation behind the Line? To understand that, we have to look at Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. This ambitious plan, spearheaded by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, aims to transform Saudi Arabia from a nation dependent on oil into a hub of innovation and sustainability. The goal is to diversify the economy and reduce reliance on fossil fuels by investing in cutting-edge industries like technology, tourism, and of course, urban development. The Line is part of this grand vision. It's not just a city, it's a symbol of Saudi Arabia's attempt to rebrand itself on the world stage. By creating a futuristic, sustainable urban environment, Saudi Arabia hopes to position itself as a global leader in innovation and sustainability. In fact, the Line is just one part of Neom, a massive development project that will stretch across 26,000 square kilometers of desert. The ultimate goal is to create a self-sustaining eco-city that runs entirely on renewable energy, with no cars, no carbon emissions, and a minimal environmental footprint. In theory, the Line will be powered by solar, wind, and other renewable energy sources. It's a bold vision that could change the way we think about urban living. But as you can imagine, the Line has sparked plenty of debates and raised many questions. Can such an ambitious project even be built? Is it possible to create a city without cars, streets, or roads? What happens if the technology doesn't live up to expectations? How do you maintain a city that's entirely self-contained? One of the biggest concerns is whether the Line can truly be sustainable. While the idea of a car-free city sounds great on paper, it's difficult to imagine how it could function without a traditional infrastructure of roads and transportation networks. The high-speed rail system that's supposed to connect the city is one thing, but what about emergencies, deliveries, or other logistical needs? How will people get around for everyday tasks like shopping or commuting to work? And then there's the issue of the environment. While the Line aims to minimize its environmental impact, there's still the question of whether such a massive construction project can be done sustainably. Building something this large requires an enormous amount of resources, and critics argue that the environmental costs could outweigh the benefits. Despite the controversies and challenges, the Line is sparking an important conversation about the future of urban living. In a world where urban sprawl is taking over, where cities are becoming overcrowded and polluted, maybe it's time to rethink how we build our cities. Could the Line be a model for future urban developments that prioritize sustainability, efficiency, and people's well-being over everything else? The idea of a linear city isn't new. In fact, similar concepts have been proposed before. In 1969, an Italian architecture collective called Superstudio created the Continuous Movement, a series of collages depicting vast blocks encircling the world, cutting through cities, mountains, and valleys. These collages were meant as a criticism of mass urbanization, but in many ways they resemble the Line's design. However, unlike previous attempts, the Line seeks to take the idea of a linear city and turn it into a reality. Could this be the future of urban development? Cities that are efficient, sustainable, and designed for people, not cars. Cities that prioritize green spaces, renewable energy, and minimal environmental impact. Perhaps the world is ready for a new kind of city, one that breaks free from the constraints of traditional urban planning. So what does the future hold for the Line? Will it be the city of tomorrow, or a pipe dream that never quite materializes? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the Line is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in urban development. Whether or not it becomes a reality, the ideas behind it could shape the future of cities everywhere. In the end, the Line is more than just a futuristic project in the desert. It's a bold statement about what's possible when we push the limits of innovation and think outside the box. If Saudi Arabia can make this vision a reality, it could surface the way for a new era of urban living. And even if some of its more outlandish features, like flying cars or artificial moons, don't come to fruition, the lessons learned from this ambitious project could have a profound impact on the way we design our cities in the future. As we continue to face the challenges of overcrowding, pollution, and climate change, bold ideas like the line might be just what we need to rethink how we build the cities of tomorrow. Will it succeed? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the line has already changed the conversation about what our cities could look like in the future. The line is changing the game in urban development, but will it be the city of the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more updates on the cities of tomorrow.